This is Amud Yomi Gemara Berachos Daf Mem Ches Amud Aleph. We're holding on Mem Zayin Amud Beis. We are 3 lines from the bottom as we continue discussing the halachos of Zimun. Amar Rav Yochanan teaches Rav Yochanan Katan Paireach Mizamnin Alav. A Katan who is a Paireach, literally sprouted. As Rashi here explains, what does that mean? That means that he has grown shtei sairos. It's actually not Rashi here, it's Rashi elsewhere. Is allowed to join into a zimun. Tani Nami Hachi proves the Gemara. Kodesh Evi shtei sairos, mizamnin love, shlavi shtei sairos, ein mizamnin love. Vein medaktik a katan, and we're not medaktik with a katan, which seems to say that we're not going to say, oh, does he or does he not? But as soon as there's some sensible reason to think that the katan has shtei sairos, that will be enough to allow the katan to be part of a zimun. Says the Gemara, 1 second. Hakufa kasha. First, you said Amr Hevi Shtei Cyrus in Levi Law. It says you have to have Shtei Cyrus. Only once the child has 2 pubic hairs is allowed to be part of a zimun. Then it says you're not medaktik in the katan. Lasuye mai. What does that come to include as we move over to Mem Chesam and Aleph? Lasuye katan paireach. Seemingly that should come to include this katan who has Shtei Cyrus. So what exactly is going on? Excuse me, I think I said Vadani aim medaktkin bekatan. Lasuye mai lav lasuye katan pareach. I don't know if I skipped. Says the Gemara, even though it seems to be a stira, v'lasilch shechani shemaitza ella ki hadam Rav Nachman katan heyidei lamim avarchin mizamnin love. Once a child knows who he is benching, who he is davening, who he's saying Berachos Hamazon to, regardless say the mafarshim, if he has Shtei Cyrus or not, he's allowed to be part of a zimun. Abaye v'Rava Av Yossi Kami the Rabba Amr Lahu Rabba said to them, Abaye Rava are children, and Abaye Rabba asks, Lemi mevarchein Amr Leila Rachmanot Hashem Rachmana Eicha Yosef, and where is Hashem? Rava Avche L'Shmei Tzlal. Rava pointed up to the ceiling. Abaye Nafik Lebara. Abaye went outside. And Achmei Klap Ishmael, and he pointed to the heavens. Amrlu Rabba said, Tarveichu Rabbanan Avitu, you're both going to be Rabbanan. Firstly, it seems that they are very young, number 1. Number 2, much Torah. Exactly what were the 2 different approaches over here, whether you pointed up, whether you went outside and pointed up. But says the Gemara, Hainu Damriinchi, small pumpkins, you could see even from their smallest stage, they burst forth with sap. So to Abaye and Rava, even as children, you're able to tell that they were destined for greatness. Continues the Gemara at the 2 dots, 10 lines down, Ches Amid Aleph. Amar Rav Yudah Breder Rav Shmuel Bar Shilas Ben Shmei Derav. Tishlach li dagan v'echad achal yarak. 9 people ate bread and 1 ate a veggie. Do you have a zimun? Says the Gemara, 100% mitzarfin. Amar Rav Zera Bai Minei Rav Huda. I asked the Rav Yehuda, Shemaina Mahu Shiva Mahu Amar Li Lo Kasha. No difference. 10, 9, 8, 7. All have a zimun. Shisha v'adalami bayin. But 6 that ate bread and 4 ate vegetables, I did not ask because I knew it cannot be part of the zimun. Amarli Rav Yirmiyah Shabarav this loy by It's good he didn't ask. Sometime am I? What's the reason when you have 7? Misham ika ruba hachanami ika ruba. So therefore, it's bashir. It should work with 6. However, says the Gemara, the iu savar ruba de minkar beina. You need a roiv which is recognizable, and it is pretty fascinating. This is one of the more interesting halachas in which there is such a concept, not just to have 6, but rather that there is a maila to have 7 that had bread. However, la halacha, the pasha says, we go with 6. And I think those learning Dirsha Mishtabura, we're going to try to get back on the bandwagon. Kufsadi Zayin discusses these halachas. Continues the Gemara, 10 lines from the white lines. First one line is Savar Yanai Malko Malksai Krichrefta Badidadi. Yanai and his queen were sitting together and eating bread with a bunch of people from Yanai's household. And ever since Yanai unfortunately murdered the Rabbanon Lavale Inish Levruchelei, there was no one to say Berachos Hamazon for Yanai. And again, Yanai was one of the more unfortunate endings of the Chanukah story. He came from the Chashmonaim, and they were the Kohanim, Gedalim, and the Malachim at the end of the Bayis Sheni. And that was the question, is that they shouldn't have necessarily taken the Malchus. And Yanai was was unsure of his yichos, and he murdered Rabbanan, etc. So Amrullah Dvisu Yanai said to his wife, it would be great if we had someone to bench for us. Amrullah, so his wife says, Ishtaba li, swear to me. His wife says, if you tell me that if I get you a rabbi to bench for you, you're not going to hurt him, I'll get you a rabbi. Ishtabala, he swore to her. So Yanai's wife brought her brother Shimon ben Shatach. The king put Shimon ben Shatach between him and the queen. Amar Levi Yanai HaMelech said to Shimon ben Shatach, do you see how much yakar, how much honor I'm giving to you, Shimon ben Shatach? Amar Le Shimon Shatach responded, Lavata kamakrisli, you're not giving me any honor. Or I say better, your honor doesn't do anything for me. Elo oirai soidimai krisli. It's the Torah that gives me the honor on the last narrow line. Dersev, as the pasuk says, that love and kindness uplifts you in the honor when you embrace it. The Torah Amar Lei, Yanai HaMelech said to the queen, look at your brother. He's not accepting my authority. And still, Yanai made a shvuah, so he went through with it. He gave Shimon Shatach a cup of wine to bench. Amar, he said, hey Chavarech, how should I bench? Should I say, blessed is Yanai and his friends have eaten, shate like kasa. Meaning, how can I bench? I didn't drink anything yet. So Shimon Shalach, why didn't he drink the kais? And then you have like Achrina Baruch, they have another kais, and he benched on that second kais. So he's had one kais of wine, then he was part of the Zimun, and then he said another. And concludes the Gemara, Amr Rav Abba on the third by line, Breder Rav Chia bar Abba, Shimon ben Shatach to Avad. Shimon ben Shatach, who did such that he only drank a cup of wine and he still benched for everyone else, Legarme Udav, and he did it according to his own opinion. Meaning, it's not the correct thing to do. The only way you can be yotzei someone else is if you yourself ate a kezayis of grain. Meisveis, that was Rav Yechanan. Frek to Gemara on Rav Yechanan, that really, do you need a kezayis of dagon to be mighty someone else? Rav Shimon Gamli Alaymer says, Rashbag, Allah v'aisaviman, if someone enters the group and everyone else is eating and he reclines with them, afilu loy tibli mam elabatzir. All he ate was a vegetable dipped in brine, in one fig, mitzaref. He's part of the zimun. So what do we see? This is not like Rav Yechon who says you have to have a kezayis of dagon. Answers the Gemara, the obvious teretz, 2 lines to the bottom. Yes, it's tarufei mitzar if he combines for the zimun. Avalahoiti saramdi chavasan biyotzi them that you can't do ajachol kezayis dagon. It's marnami araya. Amar Rav Chana bar Yehuda Mishmei Derava Filu Loi. As we turn over to Mem Chesem Beis, Filu Loi Tibel Imaim Elabatz. You only dipped the vegetable into sauce. V'lachli Malak Gurgis Achas. All you had was one fig. Mitztarev you could combine to be part of the Zimun. Loiti Zram de Chavasan though. Einay Mitzia Jachal Gzayis Tagan. Amar Chana bar Yehuda Mishmei Derava Helchasa. What's the halach? Allah achal al yerik and if you had a vegetable leaf or wine, mitzaref lahaitzi, but to yaitzi the other people in the is dagan. We'll pick it up from Rav Nachman, 6 lines to the top of Memchasem Beis in the next year. B'siyata dishmaya.